Good evening, students, parents, all the currently studying students and students other looking for career planning. ARMIET College of Engineering and Technology welcomes you all to ARMIET's Career Success Live for next 5 days, sharp 5 p.m. in the evening. Why Career Success series we have kept? Getting quality higher education is one thing, but building a successful career is another, and learn how from mentors of master professionals to become. So for this, we have lined up experts from the industry for next 5 days, starting from today. And the first day, the guest speaker with us is none other than India's known as, who has written more than 15 books on Chanakya's life, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai. He is known in the entire world for promoting Chanakya and his lessons. Some of the picks of Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai. His books have been the best-selling books since its launch from 2010, and they are used as textbook in various business schools in India and abroad. The first book was Corporate Chanakya, which has been the bestseller, and the unique distinction of being made is that it has been made into an audiobook also, and it's the world's first management firm on Chanakya's teaching, Chanakya Speaks, and it is translated to 10 regional languages. His second book was Chanakya 7 Secrets of Leadership, and then the list goes on. Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai is a visiting faculty in various prestigious institutions in India and abroad, including the IIT, IIM, Indian Institute of Science, among others. He has been a trainer and strategy consultant to over 500 organizations like Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, Indian Police, various NGOs, private, public, and government organizations. He has been awarded the prestigious Sardar Patel International Award 2009 and Aavishkar Chanakya Innovation Research Award 2013 for his research and contribution in field of management and industrial development. He has also been honored with the Lokmat National Education Leadership Award as the best professor in philosophy. He is also rated among the top 30 Indian management thinkers globally by Thinkers50.com. Some of the picks of Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai. Sir has also written for small kids Chatur Chanakya, which also is popular quite. With this, I invite to all of you to learn the entrepreneurship lessons out of Chanakya's life by Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, sir. Over to you, sir.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, can I see myself on the camera if you don't mind? Is it possible? Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for connecting this. Ram Pratap, sir, it is an honor to actually address ARMIT College of Engineering and all the students on this live session where we are going to actually explore various things. And most importantly, we are going to explore Chanakya strategies for entrepreneurship. I'm sure everybody listening over here would be interested in two things. One is Chanakya and one is entrepreneurship. So what I'm going to do in today's session that we have about an hour, I will be doing three things. The first thing is talk about Chanakya. Second is I'm going to talk about entrepreneurship and how the Chanakya's ideas can be used in building a business. And the third and the most important thing is actually Q&A, question answers. So if you have any particular questions, keep them ready, but keep them ready towards the end, but you can post it on the chat box or on the YouTube, and sir will moderate those questions towards the end. So with that, once again, I'd like to thank ARMIT College of Engineering and everybody else to be part of this, and also my dear friend Sagar, who actually coordinated and made this program happen. So friends, you may be already aware of this great personality called Chanakya, and he is somebody whom every Indian should actually know. You should study about him, you should read about his books, maybe watch the serial called Chanakya, and explore and understand, because my teacher, Dr. Gangadharan Nair, who actually taught me the Arthashastra, he told me that there is a Chanakya in each person. There is a Chanakya in हर व्यक्ति के अंदर एक चाणक्य होता है, उसे जगाने की जरूरत है. You need to just awaken him. So what is Chanakya? Of course, he's a person, but there's also a way of thinking. It's called strategy, and it's called the way leaders think. So today we are going to talk about how leaders think and how we should develop the leadership quality as entrepreneurs. But before that, let me introduce you to the historical character called Chanakya. So Chanakya lived in India in the 4th century BC, which is roughly 2,400 years from today. And he was known by three names: Vishnugupta, Kautilya, and Chanakya. And he was a teacher of political science, or Rajaniti as you call it. He was from Patliputra, which is modern day Bihar. And during those days, Patliputra, today it's known as Patna. So Patliputra was the capital of a kingdom called as Magad. So as part of Magad, Patliputra, he went to Takshashila, where he studied in the Takshashila University as a student and also became a professor of political science. A very brilliant student. So you can see, the student of the year or the best student. The student also became a professor in the same college. You must have already heard about so many students who actually continue to become teachers in the same institution. So he continued, but he was called back to Patna or Patliputra, where his political journey, not from theory, but application started. So it was something which is phenomenal in his life, where he defeated Dhananand and actually made Chandragupta Maurya the king. So he's also known as a kingmaker. So Raja se bhi bada Rajguru hota hai. So he was not a king. He did not have his own army, but he was a kingmaker, more powerful than the king. And the whole army was actually under his command. Other thing is that he defeated Dhananand, but also he defeated Alexander. Alexander, who came to conquer India all the way from Greece. He was a very, very, motivated, very inspiring leader. But in front of Chanakya, he could not actually survive his conquest to the world. And then there's a very famous saying in a serial called Chanakya by Dr. Chandraprakash Dwivedi, a very popular dialogue. It says, शिक्षक साधारण नहीं होता, प्रलय और निर्माण दोनों उसके गोद में खेलते हैं. शिक्षक साधारण नहीं होता, प्रलय और निर्माण दोनों उसके गोद में खेलते हैं. So remember, a teacher is not ordinary. Creation or destruction both play in his lap. Like a mother, the way the mother will train the child, that child will become like that. So is a teacher. So all of you are students, and you know this, that whatever you learn in the class remains with you forever. So it's a responsibility of the students also to learn from the teachers. And it is also the responsibility of the teachers that they actually teach the right knowledge to the students, and two kind of knowledge. And I can see that already happening in ARMIET College, where we are talking about building entrepreneurship skills, right? So the two knowledge that the teachers are supposed to give, in Sanskrit it is called Paravidya and Aparavidya. What is the meaning of Paravidya? It is knowledge of the world. How to get a job, how to make money, the skill sets, the technical knowledge, all this is important. But Aparavidya also, the teacher should also teach about higher values. It's about the spiritual aspects of life, the philosophy. So India is not just about, making money, but also you should understand there is a higher force in the universe. The teacher also should introduce the children into those particular aspects which will make you very strong. So if you want to be successful in life, you require a skill, you require a degree, you require a job, you require money, a lot of things. But for that also, you should actually have values of life, because it is said by Chanakya that if you make money in the wrong methods, through the wrong methods, the money will not stay with you forever. So even people in the crime world also make money. Okay, people in the crime world also make money, the criminals also make money, but they're not respected. And finally, they will be one day caught by the law, and they will lose all the money that they created. So remember, the teachers have two responsibilities, Paravidya and Aparavidya. And that's why I always believe that you should trust yourself, have faith in God, and do the right things. Even if you want to make money, the first foundations is spirituality and philosophy. So believe in God, trust in yourself. Look at what is happening around. The coronavirus. See, coronavirus is something that is sent by nature. We may be the most intelligent creatures on earth, but if nature decide that they will want to destroy the human race or teach the human beings a lesson, it will. We're not able to do anything in such a situation, right? So never, ever, ever become arrogant in success. That is a very important lesson. Maintain your humility. Okay, it is called Vinaya. Vinaya is also a very common word used in Hindi also, Marathi also, and most of the Indian languages. It's actually a Sanskrit word, which means be humble. See, a lot of people are very simple before they become successful. But after they become successful, they become very arrogant, They lose all their humility. In fact, after becoming successful, they don't actually talk to their own friends, the same friends who supported them. That time you should remember the great story of Krishna and Sudama. Remember, both of them stayed in the same Gurukul, under the same teacher, Sandipani Rishi. But Krishna became a king, he became very powerful, while Sudama became not so well in life. But it was Krishna's responsibility to also support his friend who was not doing financially well. So I hope, friends, today you are in the student level at the very start of your career. But very soon you will find that you'll become very successful. That time, don't forget your friends. These are values for life. You should always help out others. So look at the coronavirus situation again. It has actually made us realize that human beings have to go back and support the poor people also. To the richest men in the country, including the Prime Minister, is appealing, say, help the poor. We are feeding them. So successful people should also help the poor people, and the poor people should also think about becoming successful. That's the journey. So here was a teacher called Chanakya who actually made such great students. He was not just teaching them about Rajaniti, but also training them to be great leaders and human beings. All of you should remember that when you become entrepreneurs and leaders, you should also have these qualities that I'm going to talk about today. So friends, that was Chanakya's life. He also did something very interesting. He also wrote two books called as Kautilya's Arthashastra and Chanakya Niti. So you have so many teachers who also write textbooks, right? They become reference book for others to consider, to actually understand the subject knowledge better. So Chanakya, after he made Chandragupta Maurya the king, he was known as a kingmaker, and his grandson, that is Chandragupta Maurya's grandson, was Ashok. He also became Samrat Ashok. In fact, India and its philosophy spread across the world up till Japan. A lot of countries today also have Buddhism as a concept, as a very well-known philosophy, and all being spread by Ashoka, who was a grandson of the same Chandragupta Maurya. So it is said that even Chanakya trained Ashok to some extent. So you see, friends, good teachers teach for generations. Their knowledge has got value for many generations. Even today we are talking about Chanakya, right? And a good teacher also does something interesting, which is called writing textbooks. So he wrote two books, which is referred as Kautilya's Arthashastra and Chanakya Niti. Kautilya, Vishnugupta, and Chanakya, they are all the three names of the same person. Kautilya, Vishnugupta, and Chanakya. So we call him Chanakya. The name came in because his father's name was Chanak. Chanakya Putra Chanakya. So that's how the stories go. So I would be also suggesting that please read books of Chanakya, that is Kautilya Arthashastra and Chanakya. It's a complete treasure of worldly knowledge and knowledge of wealth also. So it's not just about, how to become successful in the world, but how to become successful financially, and also how to succeed in the spiritual world. So it's a very wonderful book. I have read it. I did my PhD in the subject. Today I teach the same subject in the University of Mumbai and various other universities and colleges across the globe. So why I'm telling all these things? Based on Kautilya Arthashastra and Chanakya Niti, I have written 15 books on Chanakya. तो चाणक्य ने 2 किताबें लिखी, लेकिन मैंने वो 2 किताबों के ऊपर 15 किताबें लिख डाली. So think about it. All my knowledge base is based on Arthashastra and Chanakya Niti. Do read that book, right from Corporate Chanakya to all the books that I'm talking about. Okay, friends. So that was the basic introduction of Chanakya. You can actually follow me on my Twitter. My Twitter handle is at Chanakya Pillai. You can go to my YouTube, my Facebook, my Instagram, or maybe LinkedIn. All these are full of knowledge of Chanakya and the books that I've written. So don't worry. This is not the only webinar that we are doing, or this is not the only YouTube live that we're doing. If you want to know more, it's already available. Now, coming back to today's topic, after introducing Chanakya, I told you today's topic is about entrepreneurship, right? So many of you, especially the engineering students, may be excited about being an entrepreneur. And what are the lessons that we can learn from Chanakya's life, and especially from Chanakya Niti? Okay, so friends, let me give you not too much gyan, because I know entrepreneurship is not just about gyan or theory, it is also about practical application. So I'm going to talk to all of you about 3 steps of entrepreneurship. Okay, so not too much to worry. ज़्यादा आपको दिमाग लगाने की जरूरत है, सिर्फ 3 चीज याद रखने हैं. What are the 3 things? They are called the 3 stages of entrepreneurship. Okay, remember the 3 stages of entrepreneurship. So what are the 3 stages of entrepreneurship? The first stage is called as startup stage. Okay, the first stage is called as the startup stage. The second stage is called as the scale up stage. And the third stage is called the exit stage. Okay, startup, scale up, exit. Remember these 3, very simple: startup, scale up, exit. Okay, I'll explain to you everything in detail. So what is the meaning of a startup phase? So I'm sure all of you will have a lot of ideas, isn't it? You want to do this and do that, and generally you will also compare with other successful leaders. For example, successful entrepreneurs say, okay, we have a young boy who's created Oyo. Or you look at the models of Swiggy or Zomato or Flipkart or Amazon or Uber, Ola. So you'll have a lot of these ideas. So many people actually discuss ideas, but unfortunately they don't discuss business. Okay, I'll tell you the difference between the two. A lot of people discuss about business ideas, but they don't discuss about business. They're 2 different things. See, ideas are floating around, ये भी कर सकता हूँ, वो भी कर सकता हूँ, ये भी कर सकता हूँ. So, these are ideas. Let me tell you, there is not a single idea in which you can't make money. Every idea is a good idea, but a businessman, an entrepreneur should be able to make money out of it. Yes, that's why the first stage is that you should know that how can we convert a business idea into real business. And let me tell you, a real successful business is the one that makes money, that makes profits, not only for yourself, but for everyone, your employees, your stakeholders, your investors, your suppliers, your vendors. So as long as you've got an idea, it's a good start. But till you make money, you are not a successful entrepreneur. So what is the Chanakya lesson here? An entrepreneur is actually first a leader. An entrepreneur is first actually a leader. He or she has to think about a lot of responsibilities. See, entrepreneurship is not just about starting something and winding it up and then go to another idea and then go to another idea, then to go to no. It is a responsibility to make sure that the business that you start actually becomes profitable. And what is the process for that? You have to take the whole responsibility on yourself. I have started the business. I am an entrepreneur. I am responsible to make it successful. Many times we see that people blame others for the success or the failures. So success, if it is happening, you have to give credit to others because you can never win alone. But failures, they blame others. The government policy was not good. My partner ditched me. There is no money in this particular business. Sorry. These are all excuses. Therefore, who is the leader? He takes the complete blame game on himself and the success he tells to everybody. So remember one thing, what is the startup phase of business? The idea can be anything. And let me tell you, there is no good or bad idea. So long as it succeeds, it's a wonderful idea. So in the first stage, it usually take 3 years, okay, startup phase. So when you start a business, don't just leave it because you will find a better business idea. So you leave this idea. No. So you have to stick to an idea for minimum 3 years. You have to stick to a particular idea for minimum 3 years because initially you don't have an experience, you're doing it. Few months you are very excited about it, but after that, slowly your josh goes away. Josh ka hosh kho dete hain hum log, So it's very, very interesting to know that if you don't stick to your business from time to time, then the business will not grow. It's like a mother giving birth to a child. That is not motherhood. Giving birth to a child is only the first stage of motherhood. After that, the mother has to feed the child, take care of the child, teach the child to talk, to run, to walk, everything, So till that maturity comes in, the mother will handhold the child. So if you're going to be an entrepreneurship, remember, it's a minimum 3 years commitment. It is not easy. Start and then you wind up and then you start another business and you wind up. That is why the statistics say that 95% of startups actually don't succeed. Oh, 95% is not a small number. So how many people start and how many people succeed? So only 5% succeed. Don't worry about the numbers, but you be among those 5% who actually succeeded. So what is the model for success is that you should commit yourself to a business for a 3-year period. And that's called incubation of startup period. I have a student, she's a girl student, and she was also an engineering student, an IT student, and in her final year of engineering, she started a company. Okay, it was on a gifting app. And she started along with two of her friends. And I met her because her father is a friend of mine. We were speaking and she told me I have this idea. I said, okay. Then suddenly she told me, I have this idea and that idea. I said, okay, let's stick to an idea. And after 1 year, she comes and tells me that, now I'm going to go abroad and go and work, study somewhere. Then I said, what about your business? Well, then, no, now I'm winding up the business. That is not done. So my partners have left me and all those things. Then I said, listen, when you were in college, you started it as a project, but you have to convert that into a business idea. You cannot leave the business halfway. But she said, I want to study. Of course, you should study. But what about the business? Then she realized she waited for a few years. And I guided her, and today she's actually studying abroad, but she's got a business running 3 years, and now she's got funding also. She's actually tied up with some of the biggest companies. Imagine if she had winded up her business just for further studies or just leaving it like that. Today she's studying in London School of Economics, one of the top schools in the world, and a business is also running. So dono karte ho. So remember one thing, 3 years, you should not leave an idea that you have started. Of course, friends, the idea will evolve. The first stage of business is different. then, it just goes on and becomes better. But a lot of people will tell you this is better to do, that to do. Listen, but you have to stick to your idea. And why this 3 years formula? I actually learned it from the Marwadi or the business communities. They say, दुकान खोलोगे तो 3 साल या फिर 1000 दिन, that's the formula, 1000 days. 365 average is 3 years, per year it is 365 days, right? So if the दुकान खोलोगे तो 1000 दिन बंद नहीं करने का. You just stick over there, just wait, and suddenly it will succeed. This is the success story. That stage when you have to show your leadership. Don't just close down your company because of problems. There are 3 types of people, they say. The first type of people, they never start thinking about the problems. So a lot of people are there who believe that, I don't have it in me. No, everybody can start a business. First, people never start thinking that, entrepreneurship is not for me, leadership is not meant for me. So they are already on the wrong track. They don't have faith in themselves. They don't have self-confidence. The second category is called as they start, but they stop when they see a problem. They start with a lot of josh. Let's do business. Let's become an entrepreneur. And after a point of time, when 2 or 3 problems comes, they stop and they wind up. The third are the most successful people. They start a business, go through all the challenges, and finally succeed. That's very, very important. That's why I'm telling the formula is 3 years. A lot of people may say, sir, I don't have an experience in this particular business. Yeah, that is true, because even the experts were once amateurs. Even the greatest experts today that you talk about, at one point of a time, they were also having a starting problem. Even if you look at like Sachin Tendulkar, do you think he was born with a bat? No, he had to catch a bat and then learn it from his teachers and things like that. So suppose you are not from a business community or a business family. If you're already from a business family or a business community, and you're lucky because your parents, your relatives will teach you how to do business. So many people who are from the Gujarati, Marwadi, Sindhi families or any other business community, they're very lucky because they will learn entrepreneurship right at home. But not everybody is lucky. Like I became an entrepreneur and I'm not from a business family. 20 years ago, I started my own business. So what do? The first 3 years, you should actually make sure that either you should have a business mentor who will tell you what to do, or best is to work for 3 years before you start your own business. Right from college, you start your business, you are actually playing a game that you don't know. So if you want, the best thing I will advise is that work in a company in which probably in the same line you want to start something. For example, if you want to do something in, let's say, designing of motorcycles, okay, maybe that's an entrepreneurship idea. So instead of starting it right now, what do you do? Work in the best company available in the field of motorcycles, maybe a TVS or something like that, So you learn the whole thing. And then when you start, you have an idea with an experience of working. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, the starting stage is 3 years. Either work somewhere for 3 years, and even if you're starting your own business, have a mentor who will tell you what to do and what not to do. The mentor should be an expert of that particular field. That's called startup phase. The second phase, it's called scale-up phase. So let's say I made a model. Okay, so I got my company started off. It takes 3 years. Please don't think that entrepreneurship is easy. There are challenges every stage. So what will happen is that, let's say you start doing a business and in the first stage, you don't know the business, you learn it, but the model becomes successful. You start getting profits. But then another challenge starts, what happens? You have to recruit people, you have to pay salaries to people, you have to go to new markets, you have to invest in technology. You have to look at government policies, you have to pay taxes. So suddenly you start realizing, oh my goodness, I never thought business is like that. You have to get into so many other issues. So it's not going to be easy. So that time you should think differently and say, okay, now I require more and more money. So what do you do? So there are different ways of getting money. Either you grow your business and there is a regular cash flow into the business. So the business supports itself. Then other thing is that you can get capital. Maybe you can go for a bank loan or you can go for an investor. Or maybe in the final big stage, you can even go for listing your company. So that all stages are very different. So starting stage is about starting a business. Second stage is scaling up. So let's say if you're manufacturing, let's say, something, and you can manufacture 100 units. So suppose you've gone into mobile phone designing and you get an order of, probably producing 10,000 units. You say 10,000 units, but my staff, my particular design studio or my factory can only manufacture 100. Then what do you do? So your product is already successful, that's why you're getting an order, but you don't have the capacity. That time you have to think about how to scale up your business, maybe invest into a new factory, hire better people, etc., etc. So that requires a different mindset. The first stage is starting, the second stage is scaling up. So let's say the first stage takes 3 years, but later on you have to run a business successfully, and you'll have to be committed for that particular business for minimum 30 years. Yes, my dear friends, if you've been an entrepreneur, it's a lifelong journey, it's lifelong commitment. So one thing is you don't succeed. The second thing, if you succeed, you have to be committed also. Success has its own problems. So if you have started, you cannot leave the business. So for the next 30 years of your life, you have to be committed to that particular business, and run it like Steve Jobs did, you get Apple into the next league. A lot of business people, as they grow successful, they understand it's a bigger and bigger responsibility. So be ready for responsibilities as you become an entrepreneur. After that, the third stage is that when everything becomes big and better, you should exit the business. So what do you mean by exit of the business? Again, there are two techniques there. Exit the business when you sell off the company, the stakes of the company, and then the company is given to somebody else. That is one exit. The second exit is that the company continues to grow, but you exit as a leader. Somebody leader of, let me give you an example. All the founders of Infosys, Narayan Murthy, Nandan Nilekani, and all those very successful have somebody called as Mohandas Pai. Okay, so all these people started the company together, but none of them are now working in that particular company. What they have done is that appointed new CEOs and they have won. In fact, if you look at the example of Steve Jobs, okay, now that's a very interesting example where Steve Jobs actually started his company and then it became so big. And he himself is dead, but the company continues to grow. So in your own lifetime, plan your own retirement. Okay. So Steve Jobs may be gone, but the Apple continues to grow. Look at Disney. The founder of Disney is gone, but it continues to grow. Look at Avengers, Marvel Comics, Stan Lee, who started Marvel Comics so many years ago. He's dead and gone. But the whole Avengers model, the franchise, it continues to grow. So that is where you have to think. You may exit, but the company should ideally continue to grow beyond it. So it's called succession planning. And therefore, the final stage of entrepreneurship, according to Chanakya, is to create another leader. Like आप राजा हो, लेकिन आपको युवराज को भी तैयार करना पड़ता है, ताकि जब आप रिटायर हो जाओ, तो युवराज भी राजा बन सकता है. So first stage, you have to be a leader. Second stage, you have to show your leadership skill. And the third stage, you have to appoint another leader. So that is called the exit stage. And that also takes 3 years. Don't think that, today I decide I'm going to give it to this person and I'm going to do. It is not like, leaving your classroom and going home. It is not a very impulsive decision. So think about it. You are having 1,000 crore company. It's a big company. You cannot just leave it and say that tomorrow onwards start, I'm not going to come to office. Leaders have to plan their retirement, their exit policy, their succession planning much in detail, because you have to select the right person. Because if you hand over your company to a wrong person, he can totally destroy your company. Do you want your own company to be destroyed by somebody? No. Therefore, you have to train and make somebody who is better than you the leader of the company. Therefore, Chanakya says, one of the qualities of leadership is actually creating more leaders. A leader is the one who creates more leaders. So remember these 3 steps. The first step is called startup phase, which is for 3 years. Scale up phase, which is for another 3 years. Okay. And exit phase, again, like you started, you'll have to plan your exit smoothly, another 3 years. So think about this model 3-3-3. 3 years for starting, 30 years for scaling up, and 3 years for exit. So how many years gone? 36 years of your life gone. So you see, it's a lifelong commitment. It is not just about an idea. It's an idea that becomes very big with time. Okay, so think about it. Entrepreneurship is a serious business, and also it's a sincere business. Don't just be serious, you have to be sincere, you have to be committed. Like for example, I have been teaching Chanakya, learning Chanakya for the last 20 years. As Sir rightly said, I've been teaching Chanakya, writing books on Chanakya, but nobody knows the kind of an efforts that has gone over so many years. So if you want to be number one in your field in the world, okay, if you want to be number one in the field, you require lifelong commitment. नहीं तो क्या होता है लाइफ में, ये भी किया, वो भी किया, फाइनली कुछ नहीं किया. You try this, you try that, and finally you do nothing. So remember, it's a very, very important thing to commit yourself to entrepreneurship. Don't make entrepreneurship a lonely journey also. You can have a lot of friends, you can have a lot of teachers, mentors. So it starts as a one-person journey, okay? But finally, it's all teamwork and the advice of others. So remember this very important lesson of Chanakya. Now, one more thing which I like to talk about is the leadership qualities that Chanakya has mentioned. So remember, I told you entrepreneurs have to think like leaders. So there are many qualities. There are 37 qualities of leadership that is given in the Kautilya's Arthashastra. Okay, so not one or two. My goodness, there are so many leadership qualities. But we cannot take all the 37 right now in this little time that we have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you just a few, very few ones. Okay. So one of these few tips of leadership are very practical and you can practice it. If you practice it, believe me, you will easily become a leader and an entrepreneur. Now you may wonder, okay, how many I'm going to tell? I'm going to tell you 4 or 5 simple qualities. So what are these qualities? I'll start. So the first quality of a good leader is called intelligent and dynamic. What does this mean? What does that mean? See, a leader should always think. People start running. Let's do something. But where are you running? I don't know. I'm running. Are kahan bhag rahe ho? Ye socho. And therefore, it's very, very important that you have to be a thinker first. You should be able to have a vision. You should look at future. You have to be intelligent. Yes, being intelligent is a quality of a great leader. Now, many people think that intelligent person means the one who gets good marks. That is only one dimension of intelligence. An intelligent person is the one who can solve any problem that comes to him. The ability to think. And in Chanakya's Arthashastra, this quality of intelligence is called as Aavishkar, the subject of strategic thinking. In fact, I've written a book called Inside Chanakya's Mind, Aavishkar and the Art of Thinking. Yes, that is very true. So you can think about it that, you have to be a thinker. First quality of a leader, that he or she has to be intelligent. And don't think that intelligence is only born. Huh? If you put all the hard efforts, if you study books, study the life of successful leaders, spend time on research, spend time reading books in the library, talk to intelligent people, your intelligence will also grow. Okay, the first quality of a leader is becoming intelligent. But along with that, the leader should also be dynamic. Remember, a lot of people have a lot of ideas and they've got good business plans, but they don't do anything. What is the use of a leader who is only intelligent but is very lazy? Okay, so you have to be intelligent and dynamic. So all the ideas that you should be able to put into action. The other category of people are very dynamic, but they don't think. They keep running, but where they don't know. Some people know the direction, but never take the first step. So the combination is that intelligent and dynamic. So please understand, friends, please do a lot of research. And research is not just about Googling, okay? Google search is not research. Google search is the starting point of research. Okay, so it can give you a lot of information, but you have to go beyond information, talk to people, do some projects, get into it. So it's very, very important to know that the first quality that Chanakya talks about is intelligent and dynamic. The second quality, a very important quality, in Sanskrit it is called as Vriddha Sanyogaha. What is the meaning of Vriddha Sanyogaha? Vriddha means elders. Sanyogaha means being in touch. So today you have to come to college and you have to be in touch with your teachers. Isn't it true? So in the same way, lifelong you have to be in touch with your teachers, not only college teachers, but as you go, when you become a CEO of a company, CEO, even there is something called a CEO coach. So if you look at Chandragupta Maurya, he was a king, but he also had a mentor. So please be surrounded with mentors. So that's a leadership quality. So if you look at all the Indian scriptures or Indian historical stories like Ramayana and Mahabharata, Ravan was a great leader. He created a Sone ki Lanka. If you look at somebody like a Duryodhana, he also had leadership qualities. But one problem that they had is that they never used to listen to the elders. So, Ravan had many good advisors. His own brother was a great advisor. And he never listened to him, So whatever Vibhishan used to say, never listen. In fact, Ravana's father, Ravana's brothers, so many people advised him, including his children, told him, don't do this, but never listening to elders, never listening to anybody's advisors. That's where the problem came. Same thing with Duryodhana, same thing with Dhritarashtra. Nowadays, Rama and Mahabharata is going on. Please learn. You will learn. Please see them in Doordarshan. You will actually learn leadership qualities like what Chanakya has spoken. And you will see Dhritarashtra never listened to the elders. Even Bhishmacharya or Vidura, they were all intelligent people. A great leader will always listen to elders and be in touch with them. Sometimes they tell you the bitter truth, but you should be able to accept it. So friends, when you become a leader, surround yourself with experts and listen to their opinion. This is what Chanakya says. When you become successful as an entrepreneur, please don't think that I am number one, so why should I listen to somebody else? No, you have to be listening, and you should also have the quality of humility. The very important quality of a great leader is humility. Look at Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. What a great leader he was. What a great leader. He was always humble. I've been very fortunate to spend a lot of time with Abdul Kalam ji personally. In fact, I have organized some programs in our school. Such a great person. Imagine, as a president of India, is the supreme commander of the 3 armed forces. It is not a small position to be in, supreme commander of the 3 armed forces. But such a humble person, always ready to meet children, go to schools, go to colleges, and spend a lot of time. But that doesn't mean you can take him for granted. Okay. So third quality of a leader is actually being humble. So even in success, you have to maintain your humility. The first quality is intelligent and dynamic. The second quality is Vriddha Sanyoga, constant association with elders. And the third quality is humility. Okay, now I'll tell you an interesting thing. The fourth quality is called continuous learning. Yes, my dear friends, don't think that your education will be over after you pass out and become a graduate and you get a job. No, 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 no. You know what? Even in the coronavirus situation, there are a lot of people who are losing their jobs. They already have a job, they're very qualified, but they're out of jobs. You know why? Because they don't learn after they get a job. Learning is continuous, it's a lifelong process. So once you become a professional, you have to upgrade yourself professionally from time to time. Read the industry journals, go and attend seminars, conferences, or you can even join a higher education, but lifelong you have to learn. Therefore, it's a quality of a leader. In fact, in the Arthashastra of Kautilya, Chanakya says that a leader has to continuously study every day. Every day when you're a leader, and you know how much time? Minimum 3 hours per day. You may wonder, 3 hours per day, as a full-time student, I never study. What are you telling me to learn as a leader when I become very successful person? It is impossible. But you know what? That is a reality. That's why he says a student, after becoming a leader, continues to be a student is an ideal leader because he or she is continuously learning. Understand, my dear friends, lifelong learning is an attitude. Okay? Lifelong learning is an attitude. And the fifth quality of leadership is called as open door policy. What do you mean by open door policy? Allow everybody to come and meet you. You know what happens when you are at the lower level, you are okay. But as you go higher and higher and higher, you don't want to meet people below. That is wrong. In the olden days, you will see there was a Raja ka Darbar. So a Raja ka Darbar, anybody could come and talk to the leader directly. So today also, if you look at it, saying that it is impossible for anybody to hide the reality. So when you are a chairman of a company, the CEO of a company, don't think that you have become big and don't meet people. You should be ever accessible to everyone. So the Raja ka Darbar will allow anybody to come and present his or her case. So friends, that's also leadership quality. Be open to ideas, be open to meet anybody and everybody. Okay, friends? So let me just quickly once again summarize the 5 leadership qualities: intelligent and dynamic. Yeah, it's very important quality. Then Vriddha Sanyoga. Okay, Vriddha Sanyoga. Then continuous learning, open door policy. All these qualities are equally important for you to succeed as a continuous leader. Okay, so Vriddha Sanyoga, making sure that you take the advice of everyone. So all these. Oh, there was this great person who came to me. So many qualities I have to practice. My goodness, it's so difficult. How can I study every day? And all those things. Then I said, my dear friend, don't worry about all these 5 qualities or 37 qualities that Arthashastra talks about. You start with one quality. Okay? You start with one quality. Follow that quality sincerely. The remaining qualities will follow you. So think about it. Don't have to practice all qualities. Be sincere and practice one quality, the others will follow you. So friends, leadership is a continuous journey. So it's like, you start from somewhere, but you'll keep evolving, evolving, evolving. So giving the example of sincerely practicing one quality. So think about this Bhagavad Gita, okay? In Bhagavad Gita, sir told me that, there was a person who spoke about Bhagavad Gita also. So the idea is basically in Bhagavad Gita, that 20 qualities of a great person. It's called Sthita Prajna Lakshana. So my Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji, my spiritual leader he was, my Guru he was. So he used to be asked, how can I practice 20 qualities? He said, don't worry, practice one quality, the remaining 19 will follow you. And he gave a wonderful example like a stool. A stool has got 4 legs, or a chair. You don't have to pull all the 4. You just pull one leg and the remaining 3 will follow. So friends, that's why I'm telling you, today's session, you have listened to so many ideas of Chanakya. You heard about the 3 stages of entrepreneurship. You heard about the qualities of leadership. At the end of it, you may become very informed about Chanakya, but I will not be happy. Among all these ideas that you heard, pick up one idea, just one idea, and apply it. And believe me, if you apply it sincerely, definitely success will follow you. But remember, don't be serious, be sincere in the journey of entrepreneurship or leadership. So let me stop with a story and then we can take some questions. The story is about Chandragupta Maurya. As I told you, Chandragupta Maurya was a king whom Chanakya had created. But you know what happened after he became the king? Chanakya retired to the forest and he had his own Gurukul. And he was teaching the next generation of students because he was a teacher by passion and he continued teaching. But there was an arrangement between Chanakya and Chandragupta Maurya. You know what is the arrangement? Once in a week, he will go and meet his guru in his particular Gurukul and discuss any problems that we have. Remember I told you about Vriddha Sanyoga? Yes, so the Vriddha Sanyoga used to happen once in a week. But unfortunately, leaders have all type of advisors, the good advisors and the bad advisors. So some people started telling Chandragupta Maurya that, as they say in Hindi, kaan bharne lag gaye. And they're saying, there are people who say that you are not the real king, you are not the real leader. Actually, the whole kingdom is run by Chanakya. You go there every week and he tells you what to do. You are a Katputli, you are a puppet in his hands. And he only actually runs the kingdom through you. So please understand that you have to prove your leadership. You don't have to go to the guru every time. Vriddha Sanyoga is not required. And unfortunately, Chandragupta Maurya fell into that particular trap. He stopped going. And then after 2-3 weeks, Chanakya understood. He was a very smart teacher. So he came to the kingdom and he looked at Chandragupta Maurya and smiled and said, my dear friend, if you have got a better advisor than me, I'll be happy. Okay, if you have found a better advisor than me, I will be happy. But remember one thing, to run a kingdom without an advisor, without a Rajaguru, a Raja needs to have a Rajaguru, but without a Rajaguru, if you run a kingdom, the kingdom will not last forever. Friends, when you become a successful entrepreneur, remember, you should continue learning and getting coached by better leaders than you, okay? So friends, be in touch with your teachers, be in touch with your friends, and please continue your business successfully. This is Chanakya Niti for entrepreneurship. I hope you enjoyed. And now, with sir's permission, we'll take up some questions. Thank you so much.
First of all, thank you so much, Radhakrishnan Pillai sir, for taking this session. And it was mesmerizing experience listening to you with the entrepreneurship qualities and the stages of entrepreneurship. You have explained very wonderfully.
Thank you, sir.
We have Professor Patne sir joining with us, who will be having some questions for you.
Yeah.
1 or 2 questions I am asking. First question I have, sir, you told about entrepreneurs should have mentors so that their journey becomes good. But can you also tell our students how to find mentors and what relation they have to keep, how it works?
Thank you so much. So let us take an example of a good teacher or a good mentor and a good student. So the first question that comes is that how do we find a mentor? So before you find a mentor, first understand you should develop the qualities of a good student. So a mentor also looks for a mentee. like a teacher also looks for a good student, and a student also looks for a good teacher. So if you're a teacher, okay, understand one thing, that you will also want to give your knowledge to a student who is sincere and dedicated, isn't it? In the same way, a student also should be the one who's dedicated to the teacher. You know, a lot of students don't even look at the teacher as somebody whom I should take guidance from. And there are students that they sincerely listen to the teacher in the class and follow those leadership qualities, whatever they teach. For example, two great students of the same teacher. One is Eklavya and one is Arjun. Isn't it true? Now, Eklavya never met his teacher, but he sincerely practiced and then he became a great warrior. Arjuna also was a great student, but he wasn't constantly in touch with Brahmacharya, Kripacharya. So his quality was he always respected his teachers. Even when he was fighting a war, he first took the blessings and then fought a war. So how do you be in touch with the teachers, mentors? So I'll tell you how. First of all, find a mentor. If you don't find a mentor in the initial stage, it's okay. Start reading books, studying books. Like Eklavya, he never met his teacher, but he kept practicing. So whatever you know, you keep practicing. That is nature's law, okay? That when the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. Remember this very important law of nature. जब शिष्य तैयार होता है तो गुरु उसके पास आते हैं. Yes, it is true. It's a universal law. So be a good, sincere student. The teacher will arrive. And when the teacher arrives, both the teacher and the student together create a revolution. So friends, if you have found your guru, congratulations. And a guru is found as ideal student, congratulations. But remember one thing, just finding is not enough. You have to maintain that relationship lifelong. You know, it's like a marriage. Okay. It is a lifelong commitment. So somebody asked, a couple was getting married, a boy and a girl. And they wise person. Oh, wise person, oh Guruji, oh Maharaj, what do you believe in, love marriage or arranged marriage? Do you believe in love marriage or do you believe in arranged marriage? You know what that Maharaj said? I don't believe in love marriage or arranged marriage. I believe in successful marriage. I believe in successful marriage. So in every relationship, there is efforts. So if you found a mentor, don't think tumhara kaam ho gaya, now it is my guru's responsibility. Or the guru should not say, now my work is over. So you have to work hard, work together to make it happen. So friends, the answer for this question is that if you found a mentor, congratulations. If not, be sincere about it. And once you find a mentor, listen to him continuously, and together you will succeed in the long run. That is the secret of Guru-Shishya relationships. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You have given detailed explanation about what are the qualities of leader and how everyone can become an entrepreneur. There are some questions in chat box, so I'll read the questions so that they will get answers to them. First question is, every business needs capital. How to manage capital? This is the question asked in chat box. Can I repeat? Should I repeat?
Now, let me tell you, my dear friends,
capital. How to manage capital?
Got it. It's a wrong question. The reality is that business also requires capital, but starting stage business doesn't require capital. Okay, as I told you, it is the person behind the business. Are you committed to the business? If you're committed, remember the 3 years is something that you have to put in your efforts. A lot of people make business plans and they go to a venture capitalist and say, oh, now you give me money, give me capital, then I will start. Let me tell you, I have a lot of friends who are venture capitalists, angel investors. They don't invest on ideas. They invest in the person behind the idea. Let me repeat that. They don't invest in the idea. They invest in the person behind the idea. So if you think money is going to come and then you'll start the business, sorry. First start the business and then over a period of time when money is required, it will come. Let me give an example. I know of a person who actually funded OYO, a very successful model, right? So this particular person, the venture capitalist was interviewing the OYO founder. And he said, okay, basically, why do you require money? Why do you require money? So he'll say, okay, he never said, I require money for business expansion and all those things. That's a very standard thing. He said, already so many years of my life is gone. Okay, he's a young boy. Okay, already itna saal ho gaya dhanda shuru karke. Now I don't have much more time, but I need to scale up my business. Then this person told, here is a person. Okay, here is a person who is committed to the business, and I would like to give money to him. So Before you get capital to the business, capital is required, no doubt about it. But are you there in the business? You are required in the business first, and capital will come. So don't worry about money coming in. Money will come in a long run. But right now, you get committed to the business. And of course, if you have mentors, they will tell you how to get the capital or the investments required. So it's a slow process, but you start right here, right now, the capital will come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next question has been asked in the chat box. That is, what made you choose Chanakya as your topic for research?
Yeah, I'm very proud to be an Indian. I'm very, very proud. And I realized one thing, like I studied my management, I also did my MBA, I'm very highly qualified and all those things. But I realized one thing, everything that we are learning is coming from the West. Isn't it true? So all the management techniques that we learn, nothing wrong in the West. Huh? Even in America and various other countries like Britain, I've seen a lot of good management research is happening and we should learn from them also. But I realized one thing that, India maybe to kuch management hoga. We are not an ordinary country. In fact, we were the richest part of the world. That's why the whole world came to loot us. So don't think that we did not have our management skills. So when I was doing my research on Indian management models, I came across Chanakya. As I told you, India has got so much wisdom. And when I started studying, I realized here is a person who has written so much about managing a whole country. We are still talking about managing a company. Remember, C to C. Chanakya not only tells you how to manage a company, C, but he tells you how to manage a country, C. So think about the model. Here is a person who tells you how to manage. Then I said, let me learn it. So this was almost like 20 years ago. I read a little bit more and more and more, and then I got more and more interested. प्यार ऐसे ही होता है ना, पहले बार देखा उसको प्यार नहीं बोलते, धीरे धीरे वो बढ़ते जाती है, बढ़ते जाती है, बढ़ते जाती है, and then finally you realize, oh, this is my lifelong companion, and you want to get married to that person. Isn't it true? So this is not infatuation. Okay, infatuation is at a very superficial level. देखा अच्छा लगा. But as you understand the person more and more and more, you see there are qualities in that particular person, and you like to get committed in the lifelong journey. Same way, when I got interested in Chanakya, it was a general interest. But the more I went into the depth, I started understanding Arthashastra. I read so many books, I did my research. I said, oh my goodness, here is the great wisdom of India in this book. So I fell in love with him. And I cannot do anything today other than Chanakya. So my whole thing is I've got so much in love with Chanakya's knowledge that I can't leave. So that's how it started as an interest. But from interest, it has become a commitment. Okay, so friends, it started like any one of us, but it's a lifelong journey for me.
Great. The next question also related to Chanakya only. Can you tell us 5 fun and unknown facts about Chanakya?
There are many unknown facts about Chanakya, and one of the most important unknown facts is that how did Chanakya die? Wo mara kaise? So I always say that why are you concerned about how he died? Ask how he lived. Marna to sabko hi hai, Everybody who is born is given a blessing that you will die one day. Let me tell you, it's a blessing to die. Huh? Otherwise, there are some people who never die. Can you believe this? 300 years old, 400 years old, 700 years old. You cannot die also. What will you do with such a, all your friends are gone. All your generation is gone. Whom will you talk to also? Coming back, one of the mysteries about Chanakya is that how did he die? In fact, it is said about him that he actually had Ichha Maran. He decided when to die. But for me, that doesn't attract me anymore. I'm not a historian. So you have to look at the lifelong of Chanakya or what happened and all those things. So this is a mystery which a lot of people are trying to decode. But I believe that, I'm not interested in finding out the answer. Because I actually have a better question. Instead of finding out an answer, I have a better question that how did Chanakya live his life, which was so inspirational that after 2,400 years also we think about him and his life, जो व्यक्ति आज भी हमारे हृदय में, हमारे दिमाग में जिंदा है, उसका जीवन कैसे था, ये मुझे जानना है. उसकी मृत्यु में मुझे बिल्कुल इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, क्योंकि जो पैदा हुआ है वो मरेगा ही. लेकिन हर पैदा हुए और मरे व्यक्ति का जीवन आदर्श जीवन नहीं होता. Everybody who is born and dead don't become legends. Chanakya is a legend, and I love his life and his work because he is a legend who survived the test of time. So there are things I don't know about Chanakya, mystery, but there are many things about Chanakya which I know, which is an open secret. So learn from Chanakya and become a Chanakya, become a role model like him.
Thank you. The next question is, what personal characteristics do you feel are necessary to be a successful engineer?
First things first, please complete your engineering degree. Okay, even if it is boring, don't leave it midway. Because I find a lot of people have this dilemma, because once they get into engineering, they think, oh, I have achieved. Afterwards, there is a commitment of 4 years and people drop off. And they give a lot of examples, Bill Gates left the job halfway, this guy left. No. The first quality of an engineer is that he has to, or she has to complete the engineering. Remember, what you started will not make you successful. What you completed makes you a successful person. The first quality of an engineer is please complete your education. Because a lot of people after a point start de-looking at engineering, saying that इससे कुछ फायदा नहीं है. And in India anyway, we are one of the largest producers of engineers across the world. And many times there are practical challenges. Engineers are not able to get that kind of a salary. That's all okay, but please complete engineering. Second thing is that just because you're qualified in engineering doesn't mean that you have to continue being an engineer, okay? But the qualities of an engineer is very technical in nature. It's all measured. You're put in numbers, calculations, diagrams, strategizing, looking at plans. It's a very practical way of looking at things. An engineer is somebody who understands the details, isn't it? So you have to measure everything in detail, calculation, numbers. It's a very good training. So the first quality of engineering is to complete what you study. Imagine you start a project and you leave it halfway. Will you be a good engineer? No. It starts with the educational course. The second thing is that whatever you are studying, please apply it somewhere. Maybe a project or something. An engineer with a theoretical degree is never a successful engineer. He has to be practical about it. Third quality of a good engineer is that he or she should be practically upgrading himself from time to time. Like chartered accountant, if you are becoming a chartered accountant, you have to go and do a course every year. Otherwise, the chartered accountant degree goes away. Are you aware of this? It's called continuous upgrade. In the same way, if you're an engineer, don't think that एक बार engineering degree आ गया तो हो गया. You have to keep learning and learning and learning and learning. So continuous learning is also quality of an engineer. Congratulations, you're already in engineering field. It's a very beautiful field. And if you actually sincerely study engineering, it's a quality that will remain with you lifelong. So don't quit the course, complete it, and then continue thinking like an engineer lifelong. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question also related to previous question only. How to select which type of engineering suits us?
So if you're already selected one, then you don't have a choice. So better complete it. Don't leave it halfway. I should have done IT engineering. I'm doing civil engineering. जो भी है, continue कीजिएगा. Second thing, if you're not selected, then this question is relevant, right? So for example, you've done your 12th standard and then you got choices to join an IT engineering versus civil engineering or something else. You got 3-4 choices. That is the time you got a very simple solution. Please talk to an expert. Decide on. So suppose you have a choice between civil engineering and an IT engineering. First look at it saying that what is the quality in me? मेरे अंदर कौन सी quality है जिससे मैं engineer बन सकता हूँ? Then you verify with an expert. So talk to a person who is already a practicing civil engineer or somebody who is already a practicing IT engineer who are there already in the field. Ask them, get in touch with them, and they will tell you what are the practical realities. So which subject of engineering to choose, which faculty to choose is your decision. So two things. Number one, what you love the most, continue that. The second is that check and verify with a practicing engineer of that field, and they will guide you to choose the right one for you. That is how you become the best engineer in that field.
What is it that a teacher knows better than a leader, for which a leader should always listen to their teacher?
So leader and teacher, as I told you, every leader has a teacher and every teacher should create leaders. Every leader has a teacher. Raja के पास राजगुरु होता है, and the Rajguru should also create rajas. So teacher has got something which leader doesn't have, and that is called knowledge. Leader may have knowledge, but the teacher has got more knowledge. So in the field of knowledge, the teacher is always ahead. And let me tell you, the leader may have some power, but knowledge power is higher than the political power that he has. The leader may have the power of the chair, kissa khurchi ka, but in that game, the teacher is not interested. The teacher is more powerful in the field of knowledge. Without knowledge, you cannot even know how to sit on the chair. So, जो शिक्षक होता है, वो शिष्य से बहुत आगे होता है. It's like, the leader is at 4th standard and the teacher is always at 10th standard, one step higher. So teacher has got many things which the leader doesn't know. But whatever the leader knows, the teacher already knows. Okay, whatever the leader knows, the teacher already. So never ever think that the leader is higher than the teacher. No, the teacher will always be higher than the leader. That is the difference.
Which are the top industries has opportunities for future entrepreneur and will be the business dynamic change after post-COVID-19 period?
So every industry has got its own opportunities. Every industry, okay. You have to choose what you're good at. For example, I have chosen Chanakya. There was nothing called as Chanakya in my days, but I created it. So now there is a huge demand. If you look at industries and sectors today, especially after the corona lockdown, you suddenly find that, online delivery will become a big thing. E-commerce, an entertainment industry sitting at home. People cannot go out and you need services at your home. So that's going to be a booming industry. Certain industries which are got risks is like tourism industry, the airline industry, because there are no people traveling. The third industry, which I don't want to actually call it an industry because that's not a right word from Indian standard. It is the education sector. Okay. Now many people look at it from an industry, but I feel, yes, there are some fees and all involved, but I think education is something, if you get into, it is something which is eternal because everything comes and goes, but the education always remains. Because, IT industry can be on a boom, it can go down, it can go up. So a lot of things are there. But there are certain industries which never die. So that's certain part of the society. So look at it. Industry that is connected to roti, kapda, makan, roti. So food industry will always be there in one way or the other, farming will always be there. Kapda, you have to wear clothes. Designer clothes are basic apparel. So that will also be eternal industries. Makan, housing will also be there. Today we are talking about real estate because we are only talking about houses in the urban places, real estate. But what about villages? Villages also require people to make good, decent houses, So roti, kapda, makan, as Indian culture knows, it's an eternal industry. Knowledge is an eternal requirement of the society. So whichever field you think you have an opportunity, do it and become a successful. So there is no place, no field, no industry where you can't make out money. Only thing is that you should commit yourself and make sure you do it.
If you permit, can we take 2 more questions?
Yeah, please. Since time is pressing, we'll take last 2 questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No.
Okay. Next question is, at which stage we can leave business and go for plan B?
So plan B is already included in the start of the business. Okay. In fact, plan ABC, it's called backup plan, but Chanakya would consider plan ABC. No, he will consider plan XYZ also. So planning is part of business. So you say plan A, plan B, plan C, it's like a normal thing. For example, electricity is not there. People used to have inverters in the olden days, right? Today you can't go out, but you're doing a class on a webinar. So it's a plan B. But if you start planning B and C, after problem comes, then you're not an intelligent strategic thinker. So if you look at it, you have to plan about what can go wrong in the beginning only. So when Chanakya says, before you enter, plan your exit. कोई गुफा है उसके अंदर जाने के टाइम ये मत सोचो कि अंदर से बाहर कैसे आएंगे, पहले ही सोच लो, नहीं तो अंदर फंस जाओगे. So it's very important plan A, B, C and XYZ when you start something new. But remember, results are important. So plan A, B, C, everything is included in Chanakya's planning.
Thank you. The last question, how this COVID affect in placements and academic year?
Oh, very interesting question. It's a direct question because companies are not able to maintain some of the the kind of an employees that we have. But I look at it as an opportunity because, all the young boys and girls require an opportunity to work. Maybe, please think about this carefully. You may not get the salary that was probably given maybe 3 months ago, okay? But if you want to work is always there. Please remember this. Placement starts with work. Work will always be there for any person who is sincere, but you may not get the salary that you are expecting at this stage because financially all businesses are going through financial challenge. So if you say you want to get placement 100%, in fact, you can go to a company and tell you for 2 months, I don't want salary. But how many people are ready to do that? So please understand that today it's a challenging thing financially, but work will always be there. Once the lockdown opens, the coronavirus problem is solved, there will be a lot of people required to work. So that will never be a problem. As far as academic is concerned, technically the new academic year will get postponed a little bit, maybe, June, July, August, maybe September also, because, the results are not come, the admission process is not there, we can't go out, some online exams are still not over. But the opportunity that I see is that academics will now get more into technology based, that's like all of us are doing right now. So you don't have to actually go to a college every time. You can maybe have 50% of the classes like this. You can do online submission. Definitely the old model is going to change, and I believe change positively, because technology will become part of education system. So summarizing a question, placement तो मिल ही जाएगा, लेकिन शायद उतना salary नहीं मिलेगा. It's okay, 1-2 साल के बाद वापस बढ़ जाएगा. But they will also look at productivity. Be a sincere person, you will get placement. Second part of that academic year will get postponed, the new academic year, but technology will enter into education system. Be ready to adapt to these changes. And according to me, coronavirus is not going to be a permanent problem. It's a matter of a few months more. You'll find a vaccine, you'll be back into action, and human race will survive. But the question is that, remember, 3 things in coronavirus. It's called PPS. Be positive, that things will turn around. Be practical, because a lot of things you don't know. You have to help your parents probably in managing their finances, cut down some expenses. So be positive, be practical, and be spiritual also. Okay, so have faith in God, because God is the one who will keep you stronger in this very difficult phase. And as all our government says, exercise properly, stay at home, be immune, try to keep yourself fit. That is more important. But life is going to be more beautiful when the corona problems ends, and we'll look forward for a better and a beautiful world. All the best for a great career in entrepreneurship and your life. All the best.
Thank you, sir. I express my vote of thanks towards Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai from the core of my heart, from ARMIET family, for being here and conducting this webinar for our students and aspirant students. We enjoyed a lot. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
On behalf of ARMIET College of Engineering and Technology, the entire professors, teachers, teaching, non-teaching staff, and our chairman and trustees, Mr. Venkateshwar Gupta ji and Lavendra Botras ji, we thank you wholeheartedly for devoting your time and taking this wonderful session for the aspiring students and the current students. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, sir.
Thank you so much.
One more announcement we have, that tomorrow we have Squad Lieutenant Neha Malhotra at 5 p.m. Tuesday, 28 April, and the topic is Attitude, the Game Changer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.